Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Kenn Bosak.
All right, bros, and we're back on the air.
Yo, what's up? We fell into the black hole of the metaverse and it spit us back out.
Technical difficulties, Web3 woes. Wow. All right, so just gonna speed run through the intros real quick. As always, I got my co-host Miggy, Miggy Crypto Live. How goes it, bro?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks for coming. We're here with our awesome guest from Carnomaly, and yeah, glad you're here.
Yep, Scott, how goes it, man? Thanks for being here.
Goes well. Just to update everybody, my avatar is broken. It got sucked up into the metaverse, and
Right.
it may never return. So, if anyone knows how to retrieve it, and DM me, let me know.
You find your fucking avatar on the back of a milk carton.
Have you seen this boy?
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny if somebody did that, like somebody who got their NFT stolen, if they put it on a, made
with like
made
a
another
Bored
NFT
Ape or something. Yes,
Yeah.
I would. If
Or
I had
actual
my
milk
Bored Ape
carton.
lost. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right,
Have
so
you
I
seen
guess
this NFT?
let's speed run through, Scott, a little bit about you and Carnomaly, and then catch up to where we were before the technical difficulties.
Yeah, so we had just gone over kind of real quick what Carnomaly is. It's an automotive blockchain project that encompasses everything blockchain from buying and selling vehicles to NFTs, tracking your vehicle history. We have private blockchains, Hyperledger blockchains also doing NFTs of vehicles, one of ones, where you'll be able to use our mobile app to take a photo of your car and turn it into a one of one NFT. It'll be a dynamic NFT. We're also partnering with a company called Hello Moon that's helping us create the AI for the NFTs. There'll be different series of these NFTs that you can launch and add different features to, but it'll always be a one of one of that car for that series.
Well, when you say now, AI into the car, is that like Kit from Knight Rider type shit?
Yeah, there you go. Have a little red thing going back and forth in the front. Yeah.
Nice.
So, no, we're just using AI to generate the pixelated NFT, right? So if you're if you're having people turn their picture, because it actually and we have examples on our Twitter. You can see where we've taken a Jeep, we've taken an Acura, we've taken multiple Mustangs, and we've a Lamborghini. We've turned these into the pixelated versions. In the metadata of the NFT, we put the VIN number, we put the miles, we put the attributes of the vehicle. So it is truly taking your car from your driveway or your parking garage or wherever and turning it into a digital version of your car. So other NFT functions that we will have are digital titles, which we talked about. That will, be a little further down the road. But our goal is to create digital titles that can be fractionalized for banks, for like we were talking before we got cut off about the rental car Turbo, where you can rent your luxury car out.
Yep.
Well, if 5 different people wanted to go in and buy a luxury vehicle to rent out on Turbo, they could all go in. The title of the vehicle would have 5 different, it would be 1/5 to each person. So they would own 1/5 of that car, and they could then sell that car or rent that car out on Turbo. And then they're each getting 1/5 of the contributions from people renting the vehicle.
Yeah,
so
kind of, I guess like they kind of let people know what that's like in the real world already, like outside of like, brands, is when you're in like Miami or LA, right? You see people driving those 3-wheeled cars or like, driving Lamborghinis, and you're like, clearly they don't own Lamborghinis, right? Well, that's because 5 people, like Scott just said, got together, bought a Lamborghini, and then that's their business, that's the restaurant. That's, you know what I mean? That car is the 5 people's, product that they sell. They rent out that Lambo that you see, or that 3-legged car thing. I don't know what the T-Rex tricycles. That's like another big thing.
Trex, yeah, the
Trex. That's a huge thing out in Miami and LA and stuff. You see them all over Vegas too, I think. Like, yeah, it's just like a thing people do. Like, you buy a couple of these cars and you rent them out to people, and so that's a pretty big common business, especially in like high touristy areas.
Well, exactly. But think about it this way. What if you have a guy that's in New York, a guy that's in South Africa, a person in Chicago, one in Dubai, and they all go in on a car together. They've never met each other, but because of the digital titling, they're now able to buy a car in Miami, put it up through a company for rent on Turbo. They've never met, but they have. So the trust factor is automatically there because everything's being managed through the titling and the digital NFT contract, where they can't, manipulate or steal from one another.
I like that. No need for trust. You don't even need the trust because the protocol's there.
Right. The title cannot be released. It's locked into that NFT, and until those people have paid their portion or until it's been released, whatever you create as the mechanism for releasing the title to another person or selling it, until those items are sufficed, that title and the income for that vehicle is locked up, and those people. So now I want to buy a car, part of a car to rent out. I can do that, not have to buy the whole thing, because I can buy it with other people that are like-minded and want to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's dope. But this is like awesome. Real world shit. I want to talk about Web3, metaverse. Let's get meta, Scott.
I think multi-sig would definitely be a good option.
Right, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. No, I was just saying, like, my car can only do like one job, in the real world, right? But if I can get it into the metaverse, with these NFTs, and now it can be, not only a car I rent out in the real world. If me and Miggy wanted to split a Lambo and like rent it out to tourists in Miami, maybe we could take a copy of this car and it could be used in different games, and we can collaborate in those efforts and get like, secondary market royalties on our car in the metaverse, or put our car to work, in the virtual world.
So you're saying like you could go on, but somebody could, let's say a celebrity. Who's your favorite celebrity?
Right now we're gonna say Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Okay,
one.
Ryan Reynolds. Do you know what he drives?
He's my imaginary
Honda.
friend who just so happens to be a real
Honda
person.
Civic, 1998.
That's perfect. I think that's what he drives. Yeah.
It's got a big Wrexham sticker on the back of it. All right, so you buy Ryan Reynolds Porsche, let's just say, and you now want to drive that car in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, are those the kind of the thoughts you're having of how to interact?
Exactly. And how would anybody know that my car is Ryan Reynolds' car in Grand Theft Auto? Would be like through Car Anomaly, correct?
Yeah, correct. Because all that stuff would be in the metadata. So when you load that car, if we created that environment where you could load that car into the game, well, then it would show, this is Ryan. This is the Porsche. It's not his real car, obviously, but it's the digital version of his car. So you're not robbing a bank in Ryan Reynolds' real car. You're robbing a bank in his metaverse car.
That's
nice.
Dope.
What if you take that metaverse car to another game and it becomes like a meta car gun?
Right, or like a spaceship. Exactly. It doesn't have to be a car. The developers get to decide, hey, if you have this asset, it'll be this in this environment. You know what I mean? So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and I think that's the fun thing is that there's a lot that can be done. And we can, with the technology that we have, the first thing that we're doing is we're turning your phone and creating our app on your phone that's allowing you to onboard your vehicle into a digital NFT so you can onboard your real car into the metaverse. We're also going to be able to do that with motorcycles. We've also shared a Harley NFT that we created, motorcycles, boats. So anything vehicle related, cars, boats,
I want to get
motorcycles.
my scooters in this, man. I got electric scooters, and that's Vespas. Electric scooters and Vespas. They're my luxury vehicles of choice.
If it's got an identification number, then we can convert that into exactly. Yeah.
I think it does. I think it's sort of like a OEM like serial number kind of vibe, like a IMEI.
Well, right. I mean, a phone has an IMEI, which is basically the same thing as a vehicle's VIN number. So.
Yeah. Basically.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is. Wow, that is pretty cool because the way things are going electric, I imagine, smart cars are probably going to have more IMEI serial numbers than VIN numbers like traditional, analog cars, because it's basically more computer than car these days. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I definitely do. I'm just curious, like, what would the incentive for, like, the average person, like, my mom or somebody, like, the average Joe to use something like this. I can clearly see why, like, celebrities or anything like that. This is, like, it just seems like a natural progression to things like Cameo and stuff like that, where you can get, like, a virtual shout out from your favorite celebrity. Now I could kind of go and get, like, a virtual copy of their car, and it's just, like, another way to show you, like, your fandom, right? This is something I think is really easily fandomable, but there has to be a pitch, right, for, like, the everyday average Joes like my mom to kind of get in on this. I'm just curious, like, what does that, look like?
Well, so for the company, Car Anomaly, the everyday aspect is vehicle history reporting, vehicle titling, anonymous buying and selling vehicles where your phone's not being blown up and you're getting tons of text messages and emails. So it's for everybody. And it'll interact with the blockchain they don't even have to know what a blockchain is, right? So basically, if your grandmother is selling a car on our platform, she's going to be interacting with a blockchain, but she won't even know it because it's seamless. It all happens on the back end. Tracks who's bidding on the car, what the car is, the vehicle's history, all that's happening behind the scenes. But as far as the NFT side goes, the thing that we're working on is digital titling of vehicles. And if we were to, get to that point where we accomplish digital titling, of course, that's going to come with, working with, regulatory bodies, government to get digital titling on NFTs a thing. But once that happens, then that would basically allow everyone to interact with vehicle titling on a block or on an NFT blockchain. So
That's
simplicity, awesome. You want to sell the car to your neighbor, you can transfer ownership immediately, right? It's all done right there on your phone. It sends a message to the tax collector's office that, hey, I just sold my car to this person and this person owes taxes. They can pay taxes right there through the app. So it also is good, good in that aspect. It simplifies the transfer process. But then we also talked about the process of taking a vehicle and having multiple people own the NFT to rent it out. So there's a lot that can be done with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the app, I mean, you guys got quite a bit of stuff to do with it, and not just the buy and sell, but you got the maintenance scheduling, insurance claims, financing. I do want to hear a little bit about the financing, the car DeFi. That's right.
Well, yeah, so that's a little bit further down the road because that is of course, everyone that's in this space knows that's a major regulatory hurdle when you're talking about decentralized financing of vehicles, because our vision of DeFi car financing is different than what one might think. It's basically taking traditional financing where you go to the bank, you apply for a loan, you get approved or you don't get approved. So taking those same approval processes, but then also combining them with loans or financing that could come from anyone in the world, basically. So if somebody in Europe has 100 Bitcoin and they want to put that up into a loan pool to allow for financing, then that Bitcoin's set there and loans are approved, and now that person is the one getting the getting interest paid back on that loan because they loaned their Bitcoin for that vehicle, for those vehicles. And there could be 500 people driving the vehicles that it could be combined as a pool. So it might not just be that one person. There'd be hundreds of people that are putting their money into a loan pool, and that money is then paid out as the consumers pay back their loans.
Oh, I love that. Yo, that's dope. Now, can you consider like a way to incorporate to do decentralized car finance in a way that's like GoFundMe, where strangers help me, get a car, and then I use that car for like Uber and Lyft, and then what I earn through those means is like, a percentage is divvied up and paid out to like my financiers.
I don't know. Can you edit that out of the video so we can take that idea and put it to the side and create it real quick?
I'll figure out how to delete this, because this is
glitch again.
Yeah, I mean that's just like the 9 to 5 opportunity. I just see it right there sitting on the table. That's
so you're saying get a decentralized loan to be able to allow you to share your profits on what you're going to do with the vehicle that you got the loan for.
Yeah, I need to get a car, right? And then I can get my job with Uber. Once I get my car with Uber, I'm going to make money, and then I can give a percentage of that to the people who helped me get the car until it's paid off.
Hey, that's a great idea. That's a really great idea. And those are the things that this opens up, right? Because it's doing it.
Sure.
For example, one thing that we struggle with in the car business was, getting deals approved was co-signers. So what if my buddy has Bitcoin, but he doesn't want to sell his Bitcoin, but I can't get approved for a car? And he's like, man, I'm not gonna co-sign because, dude, your credit's horrible. You don't pay anybody. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna pay it this time. Come on, co-sign for me. You're like, no, I'm not going to. And I'm like, hey, well, what if you are on the title of the car? You put one of your Bitcoin up as collateral, or what, however much, depending on the price of the car, right? You put some Bitcoin up as collateral, and if I default, you get the car back because you defaulted and you get your Bitcoin back. You're just putting it up as collateral so that the bank will approve the loan,
Yep, exactly.
right? So now somebody can co-sign using their crypto that they want to hold as collateral for a vehicle loan.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
those
speaking
things
as a
aren't,
degenerate, that's probably the only way I can actually get a car. Like, I don't think they care how much crypto I have in my wallet when I go to get one. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's like I either have to pay for it up front 100% to drive it off the lot, or they're going to look at me like a crazy person because when they say, what's your credit score? I show them my MetaMask wallet, and they're like, I don't understand what all these commas mean. It doesn't
right.
matter to them, right?
Right, but so taking that money and being able to utilize that as buying power, but in the traditional sense. So, and I think that's really where the market's going. It's taking the traditional way of, the traditional thought, but merging it into the decentralized financing. So that, I mean, taking those two and bringing them together, that's our thought on DeFi. That's what Car DeFi, that's the thought process of Car DeFi. It's basically bridging that conventional financing with that cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency into the traditional loan space.
Yeah, tokenizing
No,
it
that's
up,
great.
man.
It's the way it should
Well,
be. No,
it basically gamifies the economy in almost any and every industry if you can figure out the cyclical way to do it. Like if you figure out like that gear, the cog to put into that, like, you know, any industry, like you had to do it with the internet, right? I'm sure, fuck, if you go far enough back, you had to do it with electricity. Whatever the fuck your industry was, if you didn't figure out how to incorporate electricity, you're probably left in the dust. Same thing happened with the internet. Same thing's going to be happening with this blockchain technology and Web3 shit. So, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
what Carnomaly is doing is basically building a cog for a lot of these motor vehicle industries. The one thing I thought would be interesting to bring up would be like Carfax and how it kind of took forever for that to even become like a thing people gave a shit about. But it's kind of become a standard. And I was just wondering like what the plan is for Carnomaly, you know, to grow as an industry standard.
So basically, our thought is right now we know that Carfax has been around for a long time. They have created so much. They've stored and got a hold of so much vehicle data and so much vehicle history. So they're not going anywhere, right? But how do we build upon what they've created? Well, one thing that they don't do is they don't have personal user interaction into their vehicle history. For example, I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and they told me that they changed the oil on their car. They personally changed the oil on their car. They changed the oil filter. They went down. They actually told me they had to get a torque wrench to get the oil filter off, and but they got it off. They got it changed. They got their oil changed. They do it all the time. Well, that doesn't go on a vehicle history report. That doesn't go on your Carfax report. So when you're trading that car into a dealer or when you're selling that vehicle outright, it looks like you haven't changed your oil. So one of the things that we're going to do we are doing through our app is we're going to allow you to scan the VIN of your car, which verifies the vehicle. It then starts the camera of the phone so that you can verify, hey, here's the receipt where I bought the oil, and here's up under the car where I just put the new oil filter on. Right. So now you can record that onto the blockchain, onto a vehicle history. So our goal is to take our vehicle history report, which allows user interaction, and combine it with what Carfax is doing, and now you have a more complete vehicle history report.
Bro, you're about to make so many enemies. You're making like those state verified car inspectors obsolete as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, these are some of the reasons why I've been wanting to get in contact at some point, because a lot of things you're doing I think are great, and it's very necessary for just for the industry in as a whole, that there are very few things in NFTs or crypto that have real world applications that people can use just on a regular daily basis and not even have to really think too much into it, if they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to. But, there are the options that, hey, you can, degen into this, I guess, in a sense, if you want, or you can just, use it for what it is,
Yeah.
selling cars and stuff. And this is like it for everybody. I love it.
No, that's the goal. And one of the things I was taught, I can't remember who taught me this, where I heard it for the first time, but earlier, very early in my car career, I heard the KISS approach, KISS,
Hmm.
and that's keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
So I, adopted that approach and many things, growing up in the car business, and I've brought that to Carnomaly and to our developers, and I talk about it all the time. We have to create the KISS approach. Keep it simple. Let's not
Yep.
overcomplicate things. Let's make it
Yeah.
so easy that anyone can do it. They don't even know they're interacting with a blockchain. They don't even know they're interacting with, these NFTs or these items, or it's a digital NFT title. They don't even know it because we make
Yeah.
it so simple that anyone can do it. Because that's one of the things that's holding back mass adoption is if you tell somebody, okay, I'm going to send you Ethereum, and then you're going to have to take it from your MetaMask and send it to your Coinbase, and then in your Coinbase, it's going to be Ethereum, but then you got to transfer to USD, then you got to take the USD and link your bank account, and then withdraw it to your bank. They're like, can you just Zelly me?
Right.
Yeah. People
Don't forget, you got to
even
put on a
wanna-
hardware wallet.
Yeah, so
Right,
people don't even want to
yeah.
enter their email address anymore or anything. So yeah, it's too many hoops.
That's too funny. No, but I think I love, I like what I'm seeing, and it seems
And it's
like
very
it's been quite a
disruptive.
process. Yeah. I mean, what was it like, trying to build something like this, especially when you have so much competition, that are very traditional non-Web3 companies. What's it like taking a car thing, something like this and tokenizing it and putting it on the blockchain?
It's been a journey. Of course, anyone that's in this space knows the ups and downs and just the trials and tribulations you go through. And it's just staying focused, keep pushing forward. Don't deviate from the vision. And the vision is, like the name says, car anomaly, an automotive anomaly.
Nice.
And just stick with it and don't lose sight of where you're going. Know where you want to go and get there. There's going to be bumps along the way, but don't deviate from your goal, which is producing a platform and solutions that anyone can use that are disruptive and change the way people buy and sell cars.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I think this is
this is awesome, especially for renting, leasing, things like buy here, pay here kind of things. Is there any discussions that you have in the Carnomaly boardroom where you guys talk about the opportunities that you're providing to people to basically build their own businesses? Like I could definitely I could build like a franchise around the infrastructure you have described during this podcast.
I mean, that's an interesting point. I mean, we have our discussions every day we sometimes get off into the weeds on let's do this, and it's like, hold on, we got to pull ourselves back in and stay focused on the task at hand, because there's so many things that can be done. There's so many opportunities.
Right.
It's just it's and the crazy thing is the car business, the automotive industry has been around forever. Dealers have been around, for a very, very long time.
Yeah, but nothing's changed.
But
until
there's
recently.
there's so much opportunity to make it different, to make the user experience better, to make the dealer experience better. So I came from the dealer side, so it's not this isn't just about consumers, this is also about dealers. It's about both. It's about consumers and dealers. Because there's a lot of headaches on the dealer side that the dealers deal with third-party companies. Some of these third-party companies, they get so big that they start taking advantage of the dealer. Consumers won't ever see that, but it happens. But it affects the consumer. Because if you think about it, when the dealer's getting taken advantage of, they have to make up their money somewhere else. Well, if they're making their money up on the consumer side, well, now that is affecting the consumer. So sometimes
Yeah.
third-party companies can affect the consumer's experience. So our goal is to level it all out, make it fun, make it great. You know, if you ask somebody, hey, would you rather go to the dentist or go buy a car? 50% of the people are going to say go to the dentist, and 50% of the people are probably going to say go buy a car. That's not good.
Yeah. No, you're
You
right.
you want 95 to 100% of the people saying, "Man, I'd rather go buy a car. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's easy."
you know what's funny? The what's that fucking car vending machine company? They kind of had it for a little bit. Where you could get your car from the vending
Carvana?
machine. Carvana. Yeah, that was like a cool gimmick where it was like you just go up to the vending machine and like a can of soda get your car. But even that didn't really push people over that, is it better than a dentist experience? Because it's still, dude, I've bought a few cars here and there throughout my life, and it's high anxiety, that's for sure.
No, yeah, it is. And people are lacking confidence to know that they're getting a good deal. They're not getting a run around. They're
That's
not
me.
being not being, having the wool pulled over their eyes or being taken advantage of. So it's
Yeah, you ever see that movie? What is it? Madeline or whatever with Danny DeVito, the used car salesman.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the guy
Yeah.
who's like waiting for me to come get a car all day, putting what is it, wood dust and stuff in the car or whatever, running the speedometer back or the odometer back and all that stuff, man. Because I don't know much about cars. That's why I said I like scooters and Vespas. I'm not much of a car person, but I mean, if it can be as easy as deciding which car I want to drive in Grand Theft Auto because of all the metadata that I'm a pervy to, then I think purchasing a car in the real world would just be as seamlessly stress free, right? It's like all the metadata that I want is there, so I can take all of it into consideration without stress. And the fact that these real life experiences that everybody has, even with Carfax, it's still it doesn't satisfy that metadata itch of like, so what has this thing been through?
Yeah.
What about a subscription that gave you access to a pool of cars for games, but it also gave you an access to a pool of cars in real life, and it was a monthly subscription for both.
Jay Leno's
that's
gonna
cool.
let us into his garage.
Nice.
There you go.
That dude has so many cars, bro. He has so many
He was
cars.
He has the second largest collection.
Yeah,
Or the
him
first?
himself, just the cars that he like can wake up and go look at in the morning when he has his coffee is like the most amount of cars in like a single location. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he does have he has like one of the top three for sure. World's largest car collections.
Yeah, I've been looking at
Yeah,
them.
so he
They're
could take
fucking dope.
pictures of all those cars on our app and turn each one of those cars into an NFT, one of
Oh, wow.
one, and he would be able to sell those in the NFT version of his vehicle.
Oh, that would be so dope.
That would be really cool. That honestly, because people could take that and like really build the car as it is, like give it the real
pimp by
physics
ride
and like
shit,
the
man.
speed. Yeah, really give it that. Be able to see what it's like. I mean, imagine being in a car simulator and being able to like drive that car, or how they have for the practice where you're
You know what,
those
though?
big giant car things.
Scott, we're
That's
talking
cool.
about like famous people touching things and making them famous or whatever. It's like secondhand coolness. But I think what's really cool is what about the opportunities for the people who actually design the Lamborghini? I don't even know the name of the artist who like sculpts the clay that makes the Lamborghini body. But I'm sure they wish I knew their name. But imagine being that artist or the group of artists that actually go into hand designing these high-end cars like Ferrari, Lamborghini, or even the guy or girl, right, who designed the Cybertruck for Tesla. I don't know who they are, but if they decided to make their own cars in CAD and throw it into an NFT, is this something that you could capitalize on for these like car designers where they could design their own vehicles for like the metaverse, or do you need to have a physical car to build this off of?
I mean, our current solutions, you have to have a physical item to build. That's what the NFT is generated from. And we didn't want to get away from that. We also didn't
Gotcha.
want to get away from the natural attributes of the vehicle. So we wanted to keep the same. Like if you create an NFT on our platform, the color of the vehicle will stay the same, right?
Oh, so all the dents and scratches are like there in that.
So the goal is to
Okay.
take the car the way it looks, but to create a pixelated version of it, but then allow you to
Gotcha.
customize it and do things, because then that keeps some originality. We want to keep the originality with the actual car. But
Well, I
now
guess there
what
could be a cool concept car section, right?
yeah, there could be other series that we could create. There could be other things. We could also put the designer's information into the metadata of that vehicle later on down the
Thank
road
you.
for those custom cars. Like what's that one? I can't remember the name. It starts with a K, but it's a very high end. They're like $1 million each. They're like all handmade. They're
I don't know. I mean, when you say high, I think like Aston Martin, because I like think they're
oh,
pretty
it's
sexy.
yeah. These are way higher end. They're just custom made. They're custom built. But being able to take that and have the designer, also in the automotive space, one of the things we've talked about is having a birth certificate and a death certificate for a car on a blockchain, on our car
The
chain.
fuck?
Yeah.
wow.
So, well, for example, you don't want to go buy a car that's a salvage title,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So when a vehicle starts at the plant, it generates a blockchain birth certificate for that vehicle. It's then tracked through the whole entire manufacturing process. Okay, John put the bumper on. Maria put the paint, ran the paint machine. William, did the final inspection on the interior of the car, the components. So all that's tracked. So now later on down the road, if there's a bunch of recalls from a manufacturer, man, why are we having all these Ford Mustangs recalled because the radio's going dead? Well, now they can pull it up on the blockchain. Okay, all the recalls are coming from the plant over in Ohio, and they're all coming from the 3rd assembly line, the 5th shift, and they're all these people. Well, then you can go track down exactly what's happening, right? And you can isolate and fix the problem. So those are other cool things that can be done with blockchain technology and vehicles. And I mean, we're kind of getting off topic with that, but just
that's
so
dope.
much that can be done.
It's
Yeah,
funny
we'll
you say
definitely
off
have to-
topic. The topic touches so much. I don't think is off
Yeah.
topic.
And there's so much
Right.
more that we could even talk about. We'll have to get you back on this show for sure. But since we're gonna have to kind of wrap some things up, what about talking about the roadmap? And maybe letting everybody know kind of what's coming up next for Carnomaly.
So we're about to launch testing with dealers. Actually, I've been speaking and meeting with some dealers. We'll have some videos from some live dealers coming out showing them using the dealer portal and the app, and talking about kind of giving a testimonial of what Carnomaly is bringing and the future of what Carnomaly is bringing to dealerships and their input on what they think about the project and what we're doing. And that's coming just right here in this quarter. We've got about a month and a half
Nice.
left in quarter 2, and going live at dealers and updating to version 2 of the app is here. So this quarter is a big quarter for us. We're excited to get dealers on board and start testing out our solutions and moving forward.
Oh, before we wrap it
Nice.
up, where can I? Because I'm getting a little FOMO. Where can I grab some car?
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now we're on Mexi, Probit, and Bitmart, and we're working on some others.
Probit's legit. I like Probit. I think I actually.
Awesome.
They're small, but man, they've stuck with it. They've never
Yeah,
deviated.
they've,
I mean,
they've
we've
been
been
around
on
for a while.
we've been on there 3 years, and we're going to Consensus, the team and I, and they're going to be down there. So
Oh,
I can't wait
sweet.
to
Well-
meet the guy I've been talking to from South Korea for the last 3 years, for 3.5
That's
years.
fucking
So
awesome.
Nice. We'll be
Yeah,
down
the funny
there
thing is
too.
he's a big basketball fan. So
Oh,
we talk
awesome.
about basketball. The Mavericks are going to the next round. So the Dallas Stars are going to the next round. So it's It's
Oh
it's a
my
good time
gosh,
to
it's
good time to be in Dallas right
didn't
now.
this happen like 5 years ago
Yeah,
where they
I
both
think
almost won both
yeah,
won the
and then
championship?
well, and
I
neither
don't
one of them
yeah.
did. So hopefully this
But
year they
then
both will.
Burn.
yeah. But
Burn.
I could have sworn they did like it's been like a couple times that they've done this, but yeah, super stoked. Well, we'll be at consensus as
It
well,
was
so we'll
last time it was
catch
during
up.
COVID.
Yeah, yep,
Oh,
that's what
Yep.
it
okay.
was. All right, well, we'll definitely catch you down there. We'll have to interview you while we're at
Yeah,
consensus and
gotta
chat
get
with
an
y'all for sure.
in-person for sure.
Yeah, I'll be there. The team will be there. So it'd be exciting.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, man,
yeah,
and talking
Scott,
about
thanks
this.
very much, man. We'll see you down in Austin.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right, I'm gonna
definitely,
go.
reach
I'm gonna
out.
go try and find my avatar real quick. So we'll,
All right,
appreciate
stay
it, everybody.
Right here. Everybody, thanks. Yeah, Maggie, let them know.
Be sure to give Carnomaly a follow and just keep up with everything they're doing. They're at Carnomaly on X, carnomaly.io. You know you're not gonna want to miss what's coming up. So see y'all tomorrow for sure.
thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, bro.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak.